the tala or meter is possible only because there is tala or music is possible only because there is meter. Meter is, in simple terms, the rhythm of a poem, and rhythm is created by the meter. Rhythm of a poem is created by the meter, and that is what makes music possible. Any film song that you hear will be in meter. It will not be free verse. This rhythm is created mainly by the artistic and judicious use of accented and unaccented syllables. Accented syllables and unaccented syllables. Let us call the accented syllables dum and the unaccented syllables d. So, in modern English, there will be feet of either 2 syllables or 3 syllables, and these syllables will be either accented or unaccented. Everybody knows that. So these syllables are arranged in a metrical form, in a regular pattern. Imagine these are the 10 syllables of iambic pentameter. They are divided into 5 feet with 2 syllables in each feet. Did you understand? If this is one line of iambic pentameter poetry, there are 10 syllables in it, and each foot has 2 syllables. This is how one line of iambic pentameter poetry will look like. So the syllable in metrical poetry is created by the artistic and judicious use of accented and unaccented syllables arranged in regular patterns or feet. And now, what is a syllable? Syllable is the smallest sound unit in a word. The sound that you can say with one breath, as you know. In one breath, whatever you can say without taking another breath, that is called a syllable. A word can have just one syllable. Word, that is only one syllable. Meter, that is 2 syllables. Meter. Usually, it is the vowel that decides a syllable. Wherever vowel comes, there will be a syllable. So, word, as you all know, can be single syllabled or multi-syllabled. Example, threat. Threat has only one syllable. Threat, only one sound. Threaten is 2 syllables. Threaten, 2 syllables. Threatening is 3 syllables. Threaten, threatening. In actually Indian languages, it is very easy. In Indian languages, it is very easy because Indian languages are written according to syllables. One letter in an Indian language usually denotes one syllable. Kalyani. That is how you write in Indian languages. Kalyani. My name has 3 syllables. Is anybody waiting? I don't know. Doesn't matter. They have to be on time. Okay. So, a syllable is the smallest sound unit, and one word can have 1, 2, 3, 4, any number of syllables. Threat, 1 syllable. Threaten, 2 syllables. Threatening, 3 syllables. Threateningly, 4 syllables. Threateningly, 4 syllables. And what is a foot? It is a single unit in a line of poetry. I told you this is one iambic pentameter line. In this one line of poetry, 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units. That is why pentameter. In one line of poetry, each unit is called a foot. And a foot comprises stressed and unstressed syllables. 1 foot usually has 2 syllables or 3 syllables in modern English poetry. But there are variations. For example, Hopkins's sprung rhythm is a variation. In Hopkins's sprung rhythm, always there will not be equal number of syllables in a foot. In one line, there can be 1 syllabled foot, 2 syllabled foot, 3 syllabled foot, 4 syllabled foot, everything up to 4 syllabled feet can be there in Hopkins's sprung rhythm. Whereas in normal English, usually poetry will have Either all lines will have two feet, two syllable feet, or three syllable feet. Did you understand? But understand, in all poetry, always there are variations. In poetry, always there are variations. In iambic pentameter poetry, all feet need not be iambic pentameter. There will be spondee in between, there will be pyrrhic in between. So when you do scansion, the problem is when you do scansion, that means identifying the syllables and feet. When you do scansion, the problem is, people are waiting. What should I click? 1 minute. I'll talk about scansion now. People are waiting. That's why. I have to reduce it. Okay. Yeah. When you do scansion, that is when you identify the syllables and feet in one line of poetry. There are 2-3 challenges that you will have. What are the challenges? One challenge is that you are not native speakers. So you don't know correctly where the stress should fall. All the time, you will not know where the stress will fall. That is a serious challenge. Secondly, even if normally the stress falls in one place, in poetry, it can fall in another place. You cannot predict it because according to the other lines, according to the tune of poetry, according to the meaning in poetry, stress can fall in unusual places. So if you do not know scansion, don't worry. You normally do not have to do scansion. Usually, a poem in English will be in iambic pentameter. Usually, a poem in English will be in iambic pentameter. And if you put unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed, then see if it works out, then fine, it must be iambic. Just put unstressed, distressed, which is an iamb, and see if it works out, it must be iamb. After that, if you think this is not right, you can try trochaic or dactyl. Now you are wondering what that is. Suppose you don't know, I will explain. Before I go on to what is iamb, what is trochaic, remember English poetry is accentual syllabic. That means number of syllables are important. Accent or stress is also important. Both are important in English poetry. In English poetry, accent is important, stress is also important. But in Indian languages, there is no accent. That is why when we speak English, we speak with an Indian accent because we don't know where to put the accent correctly most of the time. So English poetry is accentual syllabic, meaning the meters are based on combinations of accents and syllables in certain fixed patterns. In certain fixed patterns, meanings are created because of the combinations of accents and syllables. Did you understand? In iamb, there is a particular combination, unstressed, stressed, unstressed, stressed. In other meters, there will be other combinations. Is that clear? Now, types of meter. Is anybody waiting to join? I don't know how to see if people are waiting to join. I don't know. What happens is they will have to wait. Okay, doesn't matter. Now let us talk about types of meter. In the various types of meter, yes, there are different types of meter based on the ways in which syllables and feet are arranged. So, based on how accented and unaccented syllables are combined, the foot can be, what are the different types of feet? One is iamb, another is trochaic, another is spondee, another is dactyl, anapest, pyrrhic. Any of these it can be. What are they, do you know? Many of you will know, some of you will not know. Let us find out what each one is. Iamb has 2 syllables. And it is always unstressed followed by stressed. Unstressed followed by stressed is iamb. For example, provide, unite. Provide, pro is unstressed, vide is stressed. Unstressed followed by stressed. What can you say for that? You can say D-dum. D-dum. Okay, D is unstressed. Dum is stressed. Trochaic has 2 syllables again. Stressed followed by unstressed. That is dum-D. The other one, iambic is D-dum. Trochaic is dum-D. Garden. Highway. Garden. Come into the garden. This is the highway, isn't it? So the first syllable has stress. Dactylic has 3 syllables. Iamb has 2, trochaic has 2. Dactylic meter has 1 dactylic foot will have 3 syllables. And the accent pattern is stressed, unstressed, unstressed. That means dum dee, dum dee, dum dee, dum dee. That is dactylic. Dactylic has stressed, unstressed, unstressed. Poetry, basketball. Examples, poetry, poetry, 3 syllables. Po, the first syllable is stressed. That is dactyl. Basketball. Let's play basketball. Do you write poetry? Did you understand? First syllable is stressed. Second and third syllables are not stressed. Then, anapest has 3 syllables. Anapest has 3 syllables. People are calling me. There is utter confusion. Oh my God. I shouldn't have been the host. This is the problem. Where are they? I don't know where to find them. I just clicked Zoom and this came. This is what I clicked. Here in more it will be. Participants. Yeah. What? I just need to show the screen. I'll do. Yeah. So let us come back to what I was saying. Sorry. I think we should say 3:30 and start at 4. Yeah. Iamb is the dum. Remember? Trochaic is dum D. Remember? Dactyl has stressed, unstressed, stressed. So it must be stressed, unstressed, unstressed is dum dee, dum dee. That is dactyl. Poetry, basketball, then anapest. Anapest has stress at the end. So unstressed, unstressed, stressed. Dee dum, like that. Dee dum, underfoot, overcome. Underfoot, overcome. You don't say underfoot. You don't say that. You say underfoot, overcome. So that is anapest. Then there are 2 extra kind of feet. One is spondee. Spondee means stressed, stressed. You can't write poetry completely in spondee. You cannot write poetry completely in spondee. Spondee will come occasionally in between. Sometimes in between iambic pentameter, 1 spondee will come. For stress, for impact, for emphasis. Heartstrings, father's fourth, examples. Heartstrings, both are stressed syllables. Pyrrhic is 2 unstressed. That also comes in between poetry. You cannot write poetry with just Pyrrhic meter. My way is to begin with the beginning. Here, is to and with the. This is a famous line from Don Juan. Is to and with the are pyrrhic. My way, I think my is unstressed, way is stressed. My way is to begin. There, again, I am, this is my way, begin. Did you understand? My way, I am, is to pyrrhic. Begin, I am, with the unstressed. Beginning, that is again an aberration because it is not I am. This is usually I am. What Don Juan is, what is the meter of Don Juan? It is I am, but these are exceptions. Did you understand? So, as I was telling you, the dum is I am, dum dee, that is trochaic, dum dee, then dum dee dee, that is dactyl, dum dee dee, then dee dum, that is anapest, dum dum, that is spondee, and dee is pyrrhic. Dee is pyrrhic. Did you understand? So these are the different metrical feet. Now, how do you know a stressed syllable? I got this from the internet, but I will explain it to you. How do you know a stressed syllable? A stressed syllable is usually longer. Look at computer, computer. I bought a computer. Pew is the long syllable. So that is the stressed syllable. It is also louder. Computer, computer, computer. See, pew is louder. And it has a change in pitch from the syllables. What happens when we speak Malayalam or Indian languages is, we don't give that pitch difference. We don't give that stress difference. What you do is, you know what you do in Malayalam or Malayalam speakers or Hindi speakers is, they speak all the syllables in the same pitch. Did you understand? So what will we do? Computer. In Malayalam we say computer. No pitch difference. Whereas computer, see, pew is higher pitch. Computer. I bought a computer. So pew has a higher pitch. It is said more clearly. The stressed syllable is usually said more clearly. Come, see, come. We don't say come, even though the pronunciation, the spelling is C-O-M. We don't say come, we say come. It is not pronounced clearly. So, computer, computer. Only the stressed syllable pew is pronounced clearly. And it uses larger facial movements. When you look at the mirror and say the word computer, computer, pewter, you know, the way the mouth moves, the way the face moves is only for stressed syllable. For others, the face is expressionless. Did you understand? Okay. So how are the meters named? A poem is said to be in a certain meter depending on the type of feet that is predominantly seen throughout. A poem is said to be in a certain meter depending on which type of feet is seen predominantly throughout, whether it is iamb or trochaic or dactyl. For example, if the poem has 5 iambic feet in a line, suppose there are 5 iambic feet, 5 feet are there, like this I showed you already, 5 feet are there, that means pentameter. Did you understand? 5 is penta. If the lines have 6 dactylic feet, the meter is called dactylic hexameter. Pentameter has 5 feet, hexameter has 6 feet. Hexa is 6, as you all know, and 4 feet means tetrameter. Tetrameter means 4 feet. Very few poems, you should understand, very few poems are written completely in 1 meter. There will always be variations in meter. No poem is written completely in iambic pentameter. When you say iambic pentameter, that means mostly iambic pentameter, but also including a lot of variations. Great poets employ a lot of variety in meters. They change meter according to the theme, according to the meaning. They use different variations of the same meter. Iambic pentameter is the most widely used meter in English language. Look at these lines from 12th night. If music be the food of love, play on. I'm not singing, but I'm showing you the stress. If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it that's surfeiting. Perfect iambic pentameter, isn't it? Perfect iambic pentameter. Look at sonnet number 18 of Shakespeare. So long as men can breathe, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. See, the second syllable in the foot is getting stressed. When it comes without a rhyme at the end, that is called blank verse. See, this is blank verse. There is no rhyme at the end. There is rhyme here because this is a sonnet. This is a sonnet. That is why there is rhyme. Trochaic tetrameter is another important meter in English. Trochaic tetrameter. Shakespeare has used trochaic tetrameter in between in Midsummer Night's Dream. A trochee means what you already know. Dum-dee, dum-dee. So, through the forest have I gone. See, through the, beginning with stress. Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none. See, talam is gone because there is variation. But Athenian found I none. There is variation. This is in between an iamb. See, on whose eyes I might have prove. See, at the end, there is no unstressed syllable. This line came without an unstressed syllable at the end. A stressed syllable at the end means feminine, and without an unstressed, without a stressed syllable, sorry, with a stressed syllable at the end means masculine line. If it is a an unstressed syllable at the end, it is feminine. Did you understand? Shakespeare ends some of these lines with an incomplete foot. See, this is an incomplete foot. And he is also varying trochaic tetrameter. Only 4 feet are there. See, tetrameter it is. This is 1 foot, only 4 feet in a line. He's varying it with iambic tetrameter. Iambic tetrameter is also the meter of in memoriam, I think. In memoriam meter it is called. Then anapestic meter. Anapest, you know, unstressed, unstressed, stressed. Diddy-dum, diddy-dum, diddy-dum. Remember? Just as the, sorry, this is from Lewis Carroll. Just the place for a snark, the bellman cried. Just the place for a snark. You can't sing it. I'm just showing you where the stress comes. 2 unstressed syllables followed by a stressed syllable. 2 unstressed syllables. Again, there is a variation here. Support. Only 2 syllables in this foot. Clear? Then dactylic diameter. Fast moving it is. When the number of feet is reduced, the line becomes smaller and the lines become fast moving. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward. It is like marching. Tennyson's The Charge of the Light Brigade sounds like marching. Half a league, half a league, half a league onward. All in the valley of death rode the 600 meter. You can't sing because of variations. You can't sing, but it is almost like marching because stressed followed by 2 unstressed. Did you understand? Now, dactylic hexameter is very famous. Dactylic hexameter is the meter of epic poetry. Classical epic poetry is dactylic hexameter. Homer's Iliad, even though it is not written in English, dactylic hexameter is there in Latin also. Homer's Iliad, Virgil's Aeneid, Ovid's Metamorphoses are all in dactylic hexameter. What do you mean by that? Hexa means 6 feet. There are 6 feet and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 feet are there. And also initial syllable is stressed. This is the forest. I can't sing. This is the forest primeval. The murmuring pines and the hemlocks. It is more like There is rhythm, but it is more like speaking, not like music. Bearded with the moss and in garments green, indistinct in the twilight. There is a variation here, as you might notice. No, here. In this, only 2 syllables are there. Spondees and trochees are added in between iamber or iamber, spondee or trochee. Trochee means this is trochee. Stressed followed by unstressed. Spondees and trochees are added in between to create variety. In classical verse, the first 4 feet can be either a spondee or a trochee, but the 6th, that is the last, will usually be a trochee. First 4 feet can be either spondee or trochee. Did you understand? Stand like. See, stand like. This is not dactyl. That is spondee. Sorry, trochee. Now we come to the stanzaic forms. Spenserian stanza, as you know, was a meter that Spencer invented by adding an Alexandrine to to Ottawa rima. Ottawa rima is 8 lines of iambic pentameter, and Spencer added 1 line, long line, that is called Alexandrine. That is iambic hexameter. Hexameter means there will be 6 feet. Examples, famous examples of poems written in Spenserian stanza are Keats's Eve of St. Agnes, Shelley's Adonai, Byron's Childe Harold's Pilgrimage. Did you understand? Will you remember? Now, look at one Spenserian stanza. See, the last line is long. It is Alexandrine. The first lines, all the 8 lines will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feet. Whereas the last line will have 6 feet. Did you understand? 8 iambic pentameter lines are Ottawa rima, followed by iambic hexameter. That is Spenserian stanza. Now there is Chaucerian stanza, also written in iambic pentameter, but only 7 lines. There are 7 lines rhyming A, B, A, B, B, C, C. Do you remember? A, B, A, B, B, C, C. What is the rhyme scheme of Spenserian stanza? A, B, B, C, B, C, C. Spenserian stanza is A, B, B, C, B, C, C. Chaucerian stanza is shorter. It is smaller. The Shield of Achilles by W.H. Auden is written in Chaucerian stanza. Iambic pentameter, but only thing, there are 7 lines only in a stanza. If there is no rhyme and any number of lines, that is blank verse. Heroic couplet means 2 lines of iambic pentameter will rhyme. If you take just 2 lines of this, make it rhyme at the end, that is heroic couplet. Did you understand? Any number of lines without any fixed number in a stanza, any number of lines in a stanza, and all lines are iambic pentameter, that is blank verse. So we are coming to that. Blank verse is non-rhyming. In blank verse, there is no rhyme. Non-rhyming iambic pentameter, famously used by Shakespeare and others. There is no fixed stanza length. Stanza can be of any length, any number of lines, but always iambic pentameter with variations. Lines from Tintin Abbey lines, famously in blank verse. As you know, Paradise Lost is also in blank verse. Then there is terza rima. Terza rima is 3 lines. Stanza of 3 lines with an intricate rhyme scheme. Very intricate rhyme scheme, very difficult to write. A, B, A, B, C, B, C, D, C, C. And Dante's Divine Comedy is written in terza rima. Just any stanza with 3 lines is also called tercet. Tercet. Ode to the West Wind by B.B. Shelley has a unique stanzaic form. There are terza rimas arranged into 3 lines of terza rima arranged into one big stanza. That is how it is. O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being. O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's being. Some variation is there, I think. That is one. So, iambic pentameter, tercets arranged in a stanza. That is Ode to the West Wind. Now, Ottawa rima, as I already said, 8 lines of iambic pentameter is Ottawa rima. 8 lines of iambic pentameter is Ottawa rima. And one of the most skillful users of Ottawa rima was Lord Byron. Lord Byron. Byron's favorite meter was Ottawa rima. And Spencer added one line to Ottawa rima. Remember, Don Juan, again, one example from Don Juan. 8 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 lines of iambic pentameter. Ottawa means 8. Okay? Then the quatrain. It is one of the most common stanza forms in English. The quatrain is one of the most common stanza forms. It has a 4-line stanza with various rhyme schemes. 4-line stanza with various rhyme schemes. And the quatrain, when it is written in iambic pentameter, it is called heroic quatrain. And it should rhyme A, B, A, B. A, B, A, B. That means first line and second line rhyme. First line and third line rhyme. Second line and fourth line rhyme. That is A, B, A, B. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. What is it? Iambic pentameter. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The lowing herd winds slowly over the lea. Lay, or lee. You have to read, make changes in poetry like that. The plowman homeward plods his weary way. So this is heroic quatrain. That means 4 lines rhyming alternately. A, B, A, B. Iambic pentameter, remember. The ballad stanza is a kind of quatrain. The ballad stanza is a variant of the quatrain. And examples from the rhyme of the ancient mariner are given here. 4-line stanza it is, where iambic tetrameter alternates with iambic trimeter. It is not long lines. We don't have long lines. 4 feet alternating with 3 feet. 4 feet, 3 feet. 4 feet, 3 feet. That is how ballad stanza is. All in a hot and copper sky. Look at this. All in a hot and copper sky. It is iambic tetrameter. The bloody sun at noon, iambic trimeter. Ballad stanza, will you remember? 4 feet iambic line alternating with 3 feet iambic line. 4 foot iambic line alternating with 3 foot iambic line. The heroic couplet is 2 lines of iambic pentameter rhyming. The heroic couplet consists of 2 iambic pentameter lines rhyming together. It is called heroic because most of the early heroic poetry was written in this meter. Early heroic poetry was written in this meter. It was first used in England by Chaucer, and it was the most widely used form during the Augustan age. Did you understand? It was first used in England by Chaucer. And as you know, in Legend of Good Women. It was in Legend of Good Women. An essay on criticism is given as an example. Pope was the most skillful user of heroic couplet. Other Augustan poets also used heroic couplet. Usually in the Augustan period, they used the closed couplet. Do you remember? Closed couplet. Okay. So we have come to the end of the section on meters. I hope you enjoyed it. Now I want to do something with you. Let us discuss some questions from the rapid fire test. This is, as you know, a special program for the people who are taking our monthly rapid fire course. And every week we will have webinars like this, and we'll also discuss the questions that came in the rapid fire sessions. Okay. The mimic men, because when I explain these questions, I will give you some tips and help you remember. The mimic men presents Nepal's encounter with dash. Answer was English people. Now, remember, in Nepal's mimic men, there is the protagonist. So, Time Must Have a Stop has a Shakespearean title. The phrase is Shakespearean. It is taken from Henry IV, Part 1. Okay. Chrome Yellow, spelling is wrong. C-R-O-M-E, it should be. Chrome Yellow is his first novel. Aldous Huxley's first novel. Brave New World is, Andy Kay is also a very important novel. Brave New World is his dystopian novel, as you know. What is the refrain in Waiting for Godot? What is the refrain in Waiting for Godot? Answer here is, we are waiting for Godot. That is a line that is often repeated in Waiting for Godot. Many lines in Waiting for Godot are often repeated. Not only one line, many lines. As everybody might know, nothing to be done. Beginning line, That is a refrain. And also, let's go. The last line is also a refrain. The last line of Waiting for Godot is let's go. And they don't go. They stand there itself. Did you understand? These are refrains. Many lines in Waiting for Godot are refrains. Okay? Then, Dylan Thomas's verse has an exuberant poetic fervor and an abundant responsiveness, blah, blah, blah. When they give a quotation like this, you are not expected to know the quotation. You don't need to know who said this single line. Instead, you should know which of these following writers wrote about Dylan Thomas and also about Bernard Shaw and also wrote a literary journey through wartime Britain. Look at the options. A.C. Ward, David Deutsch, T.S. Eliot, Louis MacNeice. You are thinking, I don't know anything. In your college days, if you have studied a Bernard Shaw play, you would have definitely come across the name A.C. Ward. A.C. Ward is the authority on Bernard Shaw. Many of the Bernard Shaw textbooks will have an introduction by A.C. Ward. Louis MacNeice cannot be, because T.S. Eliot also cannot be, because both of them came before Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas was a drunkard and good-for-nothing man, but he was a good poet. Why would older, more famous poets say anything about Dylan Thomas? It cannot be Louis MacNeice or T.S. Eliot. They came before Dylan Thomas. Can it be David Deutsch? You don't know. Can it be A.C. Ward? David Deutsch or A.C. Ward? Who wrote about Bernard Shaw and Dylan Thomas? By now, you should know it is A.C. Ward. Like this, you can use your general knowledge and intelligence to study. Actually, net people are trying so hard to prevent guidebooks and coaching centers from succeeding. You understand? They are framing questions in such a way that only people who have genuine reading and genuine experience with English literature will pass. That is why there are some questions like this. That is why you are taking time. It is not our fault. Slowly, slowly, you will be exposed to everything. Identify the work of Jean Genet. If you study European literature, you should definitely study Jean Genet. Jean Genet, which is part fact, part fiction, autobiography. Genet is very famous. He wrote the Thief's Journal. He was a thief. From the year 10, from the age of 10, he was actually a thief. He was put in prison. His biography is very interesting. And finally, when he was finally put in prison for given a big statement, all the world leaders, poets of the world appealed to the French government to release him. It happened, Jean Genet. And after that, he became like an activist, I think. Yeah, he started to write for causes. So it is easy question, actually. Jean Genet wrote the Thief's Journal. Now, if you study European literature, it is easy. If you don't study, it is not easy. Genet is a very important 20th century European literature writer. Which among the following plays does not use the device of play within a play? You should know this. Hamlet used the device of murder of Gonzago. Spanish tragedy used the device of Solomon and Persida. That is the, Solomon and Persida. That is the play within the play. Midsummer Night's Dream is Pyramus and Thisbe. It is famous because Pyramus and Thisbe is a tragedy. At the end of Midsummer Night's Dream, what happens? Nick Bottom and his companions act Pyramus and Thisbe so badly that everybody laughs. The tragedy becomes a comedy. That happens at the end of Midsummer Night's Dream. Did you understand? So Pyramus and Thisbe is a tragedy, but they enact it so badly that it becomes a comedy. Remember that. Okay? Now, Endymion and Phoebe by Michael Drayton is an... Michael Drayton, I don't know. Don't think like that. Wait. Use your common sense. Endymion and Phoebe. You have heard Endymion. Greek mythology. Keats wrote Endymion. Benjamin Disraeli wrote Endymion. Do you know that? Endymion and Phoebe, mythological tale. Okay. Is it an epic poem? If it is an epic, you would have heard. There are only few epics in English. Is it an epic? No. Well, keep it aside. May not be. Epilion means little epic. Could be. Keep it aside. Eclogue. Eclogue is about pastoral poetry. It is pastoral poetry about countryside, etc. Endymion and Phoebe cannot be pastoral poetry because it is mythological story. Epigram is a satire, very short 2-line satire. Actually, this question is checking whether you know what is eclogue, what is epigram. It is not checking whether you know Michael Drayton. It is checking whether you have common sense. It is checking whether you know these terms. If you know these terms, you will be able to answer. Did you understand? Answer is epilion. Clear? Microcosmography. You should know it because in the 17th century, there was a group of writings called character writing. In the 17th century, there was character writing, one style of writing, prose it was. Microcosmography, famous example of character writing. Microcosmography, written by John Earl, is a witty, humorous work that throws light on blah, blah, blah. All these extra details they are giving is actually to confuse you, to distract you. Actually, even if you don't read all these things, you will still be able to guess. Now, the options are really confusing. You already know it is a book of characters. So, you should choose either B or C. A piece of the world discovered in characters, or a piece of the world discovered in essays and characters. Which one of these will you choose? Dev Jani, you're not paying attention to the screen. See, I caught you. A piece of world discovered in characters, or a piece of world discovered in essays and characters. Which one will you choose? Choose C. You know, when you do a lot of tests in rapid fire, we are doing a lot of tests every day, you will get a hunch. Slowly, if you think intelligently, you will start guessing correctly in occasions like this. You will start guessing correctly. I know it because I have done it. It has happened to me. It happens to many people. Practice with multiple choice questions will give you an understanding of the psychology of the question paper setter. Okay? So, a piece of the world discovered in essays and characters. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. Present fears. Today, I have fear. Present fear are less than horrible imaginings. I am also imagining worse things. That is the meaning. Which one of these characters would say that? Which one of these texts? Even if you guess, probably you will get it right. Today, I am scared. And I am imagining worse things. Will King Lear say that? No, he never. He never said that. It could also be other characters, of course, but it could very well be Macbeth, because the whole play is full of dark fears and thoughts of Macbeth and his seeing ghosts. He's like a madman. He's always, this is the situation when he can't kill Duncan. He is afraid of the witches. What are the witches saying? Do they mean evil? Are they malevolent? That is the present fear. And horrible imaginings is all the horrible things he's imagining if he kills Duncan. He's caught in a dilemma. If you know the spirit of these plays, if you read a little bit from the play, if you read the summary in detail, if you read a lot of quotations and excerpts from the play, I'm sure you will get it as Macbeth. Because that line contains the spirit of the play. Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. The horrible imaginings are more. Present fears are less. That is the very spirit of Hamlet. Emotions recollected in tranquility. The profound philosophy of Wordsworth was rejected by Hazlitt. Criticized Wordsworth, T.S. Eliot, Ezra Pound, Roland Barthes. T.S. Eliot was directly against Romanticism. T.S. Eliot, in his criticism, was directly against Romanticism. And he advocated impersonality theory, where you should escape from your emotions, not indulge in them. Definitely, it must be T.S. Eliot. What is T.S. Eliot's impersonality theory? You should please look at the screen and apply your mind, then you will be able to remember. When T.S. Eliot discussed impersonality theory, he meant that emotions is something you should escape from. Personality is something you should escape from. It is T.S. Eliot, an easy question actually. Only thing you have to think a little bit. In the rapid fire, monthly rapid fire, daily rapid fire. Do not panic and just do something. Relax, think a little bit and then answer. Did you understand? Don't rush to be first or anything. Just relax, think and answer. Then your guessing part of the brain will develop. Okay. 13. Ijaz Ahmad in his book In Theory works out the relation between dash. You will think very difficult question. I don't know the book. I have never read it. You don't have to read it. The question is the subtitle. Classes, nations, literatures is the subtitle of In Theory. That is all they want you to know. Ijaz Ahmad, classes, nations, literatures. Please look at subtitles of all major works. Starting from today, every day, at least some 5 major theoretical books or critical books, etc. You look up in the internet, look at the cover page, look at the subtitle. Okay? Then, Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms is set in dash. If you have studied Farewell to Arms or read about it, you will have no confusion. It is completely set in Italy because the protagonist, Lieutenant Frederick Henry, is an American fighting in Italy in the war, in the First World War. And he meets Catherine there in a hospital in Milan. All this is based on Hemingway's own experiences in Italy. He fell in love with Agnes von Kurowski, another woman. She is the original for Catherine. It happened in Milan. And if you know anything about the novel, it is easy. This is not a difficult question. Who wrote the book The Art of T.S. Eliot? I myself don't know who is Elizabeth Drew. I don't know who is Grover Smith. I don't know who is Lewis Dunn. You are expected to know that Helen Gardner. If you do not know, at least now you can know. Helen Gardner is very famous for her work on T.S. Eliot and John Donne also. Helen Gardner, remember, very important critic. Okay, will you remember? Then William Falder is a leading male character of the play Dash by John Galsworthy. William Falder. That is a play prescribed in universities. The play is Justice. Justice is a play prescribed in universities, and Galsworthy wrote the play Justice as part of a campaign to improve prison conditions in Britain. Falder is an innocent man. He is in love with Ruth, a married woman. She has a drunkard husband. She is suffering a lot. And he forges a check. He has a check for £9 and he makes it £90. He is caught, put in prison, imprisoned for 3 years. And he's an ordinary man. If suddenly one day I am imprisoned for 3 years, I will become a broken woman. Like that, Falder also became a broken man. He couldn't take it. And when he came out, traumatized by prison experience, he found that Ruth survived by turning to prostitution. Till now, Ruth survived by prostitution. He jumps out of the window and kills himself. That is the story of Justice. Prescribed play. The other plays are also important plays by John Galsworthy. Will you remember this? 17. Which among the following works is not written by Edgar Allan Poe? I will consider this an easy question because you should know The Moonstone. The Moonstone is by Wilkie Collins. It's a sensation novel. The Woman in White and The Moonstone are the sensation novels of Wilkie Collins. The Murders in the Rue Morgue, there are spelling mistakes. The Murders in the Rue Morgue is a famous detective story by Edgar Allan Poe. Purloined Letter, also very famous. It is important in literary theory also. And even if you don't know The Mystery of Mary Roget, it is okay. You should know The Moonstone. It is by Wilkie Collins. Charles Dickens's friend Wilkie Collins was. Okay. Now, next is, prior to Antonio Gramsci, which of the following Marxists used the term hegemony to denote the political leadership of the working class in a democratic revolution? Political leadership of the working class. Frederick Engels, spelling mistake. Karl Korsch, you never heard. That is not the answer, you can think. Leon Trotsky, Vladimir Lenin. It can be Frederick Engels or Vladimir Lenin. Which one will you click? It is Vladimir Lenin. The proletariat, Lenin believed that the proletariat or the working class should establish its hegemony through state power. They believed in the revolution of the proletariat. In Marxism, it is called the dictatorship of the proletariat, right? Then, Derrida's Of Grammatology, easy question, everybody should know, was originally published in the year 1967. Remember all the three major works of Derrida: Of Grammatology, Writing and Difference, Speech and Phenomena. All three of these books came in the year 1967. Will you remember? Then, Roland Barthes contributed to the leftist Parisian paper. You think, oh my God, I don't know. Writing Degree Zero, I have heard. It is a book of literary criticism, but I don't know this. Don't worry. You are expected to read at least Wikipedia. This is a question from Wikipedia. Definitely, if you read Wikipedia, you will get a lot of questions. Don't think Wikipedia is full of mistakes. Wikipedia is written by people from all over the world and constantly corrected by other people. Occasionally, some mistakes will be there, but that will also be corrected. Lots of information is there on Wikipedia, but only thing you should cross-refer. Roland Barthes, they are only checking whether you have read about Writing Degree Zero in Wikipedia, okay? Roland, answer is combat. Even if you don't know, it is okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you the question. Even if you don't know, it is okay. Roland Barthes contributed to the leftist Parisian paper, Combat. And in Writing Degree Zero, he engages in literary criticism, and he has discussed some French writers as well as people we know also are there. People we don't know are there. I know those people because they are important in other contexts, but let me only mention Sartre and Camus. Sartre, Albert Camus and Jean-Paul Sartre are both discussed by Roland Barthes in Writing Degree Zero. You can expect questions like that. Which of the following writers is not discussed by Barthes in Writing Degree Zero, etc. When you study a question like that, when you study a book like Writing Degree Zero, please look up in the internet, look at the cover page, read in Wikipedia. If possible, look at the contents page. Originally, it was written in French. It was later translated in English. Okay, so that is for today. I hope you enjoyed. It was a long, long day for me. I hope you're studying. Every week I will meet you, whatever happens. We will talk about something useful and interesting. You can trust me. You know how it is with me. I will always try to do my best for you and give you the best. So your regular rapid fires, please don't miss it. Please don't miss the mock tests. They are very important. Even if you get 0 marks, still it is important. Okay? Don't panic over, I don't know that question, I don't know that question, because exactly that question may not come. And we have other platforms. This is called layering. Everything suddenly, if I give you 1,000, so okay, no rapid fire or anything daily. I give you just 1,000 questions. Can you ensure that you will remember all those questions? You can't. We need all these methods. Only then you will remember. That is why. Trust me, I have a method and I am following that method. Okay, don't panic. We don't want any confusion to be there. We will continue like this. It will be awesome. If you study, you will reap the results. You are all improving from what you were before, aren't you? You are learning more, you're remembering more. It is wonderful. Look at the positive side. We are working day and night for you. So many people making questions, doing this, doing that. So much work is there behind it. You will definitely benefit from it. Okay? So thank you, everyone. I need to rest a little bit and prepare for tomorrow's webinar. Tomorrow there will be a webinar at 10 o'clock. Again, I will share the link and it is on gender studies. Read a little bit and be ready. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.